Thank you, Ikechi. The truth is that I have a bad flu. If it wasn't for you, I would have, if it was anybody else, I would have excused myself.
Thank you.
I'll do my best to do what I can do. Yes, for us at the Marriott, you called us the biggest hotel in Ikeja. I don't think we in Marriott operate on those kind of precepts. We are not a co-hotel that has about almost 800 and something 100 rooms, or almost 1,000 rooms. I don't know how many. We just have 251 rooms. We are trying to do something as well. We can get another 100 rooms. Of course, Marriott is not necessarily a tourist destination. It's a global brand, with its own ethos, which basically caters to its loyalty customers. Yes, we get a lot of walk-ins and all of that as well. But what I'm trying to say is that the concept of the hotel, it's not really geared towards, the Detty December kind of situation. But be that as it may, what happened in December? Let's look at it from that perspective. From our perspective, I'll tell you that the hotel experienced full occupancy, about 90% to 100%. This was a significant rise. We had a lot of people from the UK, the US, Canada, just as the earlier speaker said. They all came back home for holidays. There was a high volume of social and corporate events as well in the hotel, including weddings, end-of-year parties, and brand activations and stuff like that. There was an increased demand for premium offerings, excessive room suites, lounge accesses, and curated experiences. So what was the bottom line of all this? That there was a massive rise in the volume of business and the growth trends. Room revenue increased by approximately 40 to 5% from November, driven by both occupancy and the higher rates. Because you see, like I said to you, knowing that we have this fixed amount of rooms, which is not that much, now when there becomes a time like in December where there's so much traffic coming in, automatically the prices of these rooms increase. Sometimes they even go as much as double, triple the original prices. And you still have people looking for them, and we're having nothing left. So we had to deal with all of that, Average daily rate of our rooms peaked due to this high demand and premium pricing strategy. Food and beverage revenue also surged 70 to 90%. Also banquets, buffets, and nightlife traffic. People just coming in to listen to our band, and we have a small band by the poolside and that kind of thing. These are things really that are meant for the in-house guests. But all those things, escalated. Events and conferences revenue doubled. December, like I said, was a significant share of our quarter four revenues, annual profitability, making it a very, very critical month. So what were the key drivers of this? This Detty December thing we're talking about. We're looking at a situation of where tourism, culture, positioning Lagos as a global entertainment hub. I heard the other speaker talk about us trying to diversify what goes on in Lagos. I dare to say that will take some doing, because just like we said, those challenges are out there, especially that of infrastructure and security. Otherwise, yes, we have Yankari Games Reserve, we have Obudu Cattle Ranch, we have Ikogozi Warm Springs, we have all these lovely places that we can actually take tourists to. But how do you guarantee their safety in those kind of places? So those are the things I see there. But for us, strong air travel inflow through Murtala Mohammed Airport was a basic demand driver for us. Growth in the lifestyle of tourism, concerts, nightlife, beach outings, and luxury experiences. Because lately, those beaches in Lagos have become a real hotspot, and people go out there a lot. Of course, corporate organizations also hosted a lot of their end-of-year parties. So that takes me to what I'll call our operational challenges. What challenges did we experience at that time? I'll say guest congestion at peak hours. Check-in could be a little bit laborious because we had so many people, even though we deployed more people and all of that. Breakfast service, all those kind of things. There was a little drop in service because the place was choked. Then there was this traffic congestion in Ikeja generally and the airport axis, impacting, transfers and guest facilitation from the airport. Staff fatigue and service inconsistencies, just like I said, due to this high occupancy rate. Of course, there was pressure on housekeeping, the normal things that you notice when you have this kind of, increased security demand, occasional supply shortages. We are very, very, very lucky that we have gone green. So we are basically the hotel on gas right now. So we don't really have that much challenges. Otherwise, it would have been a nightmare. You can imagine a hotel like that if we depended on public power supply. At the same time, even with the diesel and the escalating costs, see with the new war now, what will have been going on. But, this is Nigeria and we cannot operate outside our environment because I dare say that even now we are beginning to experience challenges with gas supply. Well, what will I say was the impact of the guest experience in December? Just like you said, Detty December just has no rules, just works on its own. It's something that evolved by itself. So how do you bring it and put structure around it, which is all part of what, I hear them talking about. But for us, the impact on guest experience at this time was that while occupancy and revenue were strong, service delivery dropped a bit during the peak periods. Of course, there were longer wait times for check-ins and all that, as we said earlier. And the feedback on the ambience, on the brand standards, and our facilities were all very positive, as you will expect, but there were mixed reviews on the speed of service. What is the strategic impact on the hotel? We want to reinforce the hotel's position as a premium hospitality brand, just like I said, in Lagos. We want to create strong revenue resilience and pricing power during high demand periods. And we want to make sure we highlight capacity and operational ability while we are creating opportunities for process improvements. Recommendations for improved performance, pre-December planning. We begin planning all our operations at least 2 to 3 months in advance. We forecast demand using historical data and booking trends. We continue to train our staff, make sure that Marriott has an in-house and a global training module, which they do year-round and all of that. So we are fine with that. We want to make sure we optimize guest experience and all of that. We also have gone out of our way to try and see how we are going to manage our logistics in terms of movement in and out of the hotel, transportation, event and space management, and all of that. We look forward to having a situation where the Lagos Marriott Hotel will be a hub for Detty December, in as much as, like I said, while taking care of our in-house customers and, at least putting a leg in there and making sure that there is structure around Detty December. Some people often say that in Nigeria, it's always better when you don't plan, that our planning is in our planlessness. That was how I remember in those days when Eagles was doing very, very well, our football team. They said that people could not plan against them because they didn't know what they had in store. But I dare say in this case, in tourism, in hospitality, in aviation, you must plan, because if you don't plan, then what you will see will be chaotic. And we are talking about the safety of tourists and all of that. Definitely security must be central to any planning we are doing to enhance customer experiences during this new phenomenon, which has just evolved on us. Because if you ask me, I don't even know where Detty December came from. I mean, all our lives, we always knew that we had situations where Nigerians live in those 5 places we talked about and usually come home for Christmas. But the latest type that is going on now, I think it behoves on Lagos State, especially because they are the hub. And when Lagos gets it right, I think that is when we can start talk about taking it out to the other states of the country. Thank you.